Let me tell you a quick story. In 2016, I was watching the election returns in a Birmingham, Alabama newsroom. Most of the folks in that newsroom were to the left of me politically. At the beginning of the night, Clinton's inevitability seemed assured. Over the course of the evening, that changed. It became clear that Donald Trump was going to be the next president of the United States. A lot of folks in that room were deeply disappointed, to the point where I literally saw weeping and gnashing of teeth. I noticed that. I remembered that because their level of disappointment that an individual they supported for president of the United States had failed. Fast forward to 2020, and I'm seeing the same result from a lot of Republicans who put a lot of their faith in President Donald Trump. As it looks like Joe Biden will be the next president of the United States, they're understandably disappointed. But again, it's that cult of personality politics. It is, I am aligned with this individual, so my hopes and dreams for the future of the country live and die with their political prospects. That is a terrible model for governing, and it's simply just not wise. Because when we align ourselves with any politician 100%, that's bizarre. It's divorced from our daily lives. My wife, whom I love above all others, I don't agree with 100% of the time. On a good day, it might be 70%. But that's because I live in the real world with real people. And so there's a lot of agreement and disagreement. When we say, as Democrats or Republicans, we align with the politician at the top of the ticket 100%, we're being disingenuous. And it's a bad way to govern because it doesn't allow a whole lot of flexibility. When the president says, I'm for this, and you're not, well, if that's your party and you have to fall in line, then it doesn't allow a lot of wiggle room to build coalitions or actually work on the individual ideas. Cult of personality politics always seem weird to me because we're a nation of laws rather than men. What that really means is that in a representative democracy, politicians come and go. The laws stay. The policy challenges that we're dealing with, frankly, have been some of the same ones for most of my lifetime. We're trying to figure out some very difficult, complex policy problems, and it requires flexibility. It requires people who say, I agree with you on this topic, but maybe not on that topic. And when we fall into cult of personality politics, we lose the wiggle room. We lose the compromise. Besides, I've heard a lot of folks saying, I agree with Donald Trump's policies and outcomes, but I'm not sure about his personality. Well, what that means is you really care about the ideas. You care about the policies. And in a situation where he's not successful politically, you can still care about those things. You can still try to advance those things. And that is actually a good way of approaching government as approaching politics. So yeah, it's disappointing when a candidate you support loses, but it doesn't mean the things that you really care about lose with that candidate. In fact, if you're serious about those ideas, you can continue to advocate for them. You can find other politicians who care about them, build the coalitions to see them move through, regardless of who's in the White House or not. It's a different way of thinking about it, but it can give us a lot of progress moving forward.